health, performance, and security of your network supports your overall equipment effectiveness, your OEE. Introducing Operational Network Effectiveness, one from Agilix Solutions. One evaluates network health and performance and device security posture. Stay tuned as we highlight several network best practices.
My name is Ted Davis. I'm the Industrial Networking Specialist at Agilix Solutions. What is the difference between industrial networks and enterprise networks? There are 5 things that we need to consider with plant networks that differentiate them from enterprise networks. The first is the standards. The next is the physical environment for which the network will be operating in. Next is bottom line revenue and the impact to the bottom line. We have capital and employee risk that we have to address. And then the last thing, recovering from a plant outage. The first thing we need to consider is the standards for industrial networks. The standards that are defined for plant networks come out of the ODVA. It stands for Open Device Net Vendor Association, and it's basically all the vendors that make equipment to work in the plant environment. Rockwell and Cisco have created what's called design guides. The design guides help practically apply different focuses within the plant network in a tested and verified manner. The second thing to consider is the environment, or the physical environment within a plant network, and how we're going to build the network so it operates within that environment. The environment is measured in 4 different components: mechanical, ingress, chemical and climate, and electromagnetic. That is what differentiates enterprise networking from industrial networking, is being able to recognize the physical environment, understanding how it impacts the communication or the physical communication, and applying the correct physical media to make the communication possible within the industrial network. Bottom line revenue is the third consideration. Ideally, we want a network that supports the manufacturing process so it's virtually unnoticed, that communications occur between the machines, the interaction with the people running the process is seamless, and the bottom line is that you're just generating revenue. The standards are there to help you accomplish that task. Capital employee risk is the next consideration we have when designing an industrial network. So now we have equipment and employees' health that we have to consider. SIP safety is a protocol that was developed by ODVA. It's also part of the CPWE design guide on designing safe processes and the type of network traffic that will carry, which is called SIP safety. So the SIP protocol lays out the construction of the packet that will go across the industrial network. This is one of the protocols that is different than an enterprise network. SIP safety is the highest priority. So as those packets go across the network, they're given the most important priority in being processed. SIP safety is important when we're considering the employee risk and the capital risk on the plant environment. SIP safety has to be recognized by the network equipment so that we can protect the employee's health and then also the capital investment in the equipment that runs the process. The final thing that we need to consider is how we can recover from a plant outage. Plant outage recovery is, you might say, the test that proves that you followed the standard. If you do not follow the standards, troubleshooting becomes a hodgepodge of sometimes educated guesses, and it becomes more of a challenge to quickly get out. CPWE lays out a defined standard. It allows you to quickly identify the source of the problem, remediate the problem, and then bring your equipment or that process back online without affecting the rest of the plant. And as long as you can identify what has went wrong, it's easy to mitigate that risk and then move out of the outage and back into production. If any of these things sound familiar, you need a network assessment. Please contact us to get the process started.